Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you a technique for a background using liquid watercolors. I just discovered this technique myself the past week, and I was amazed by the effect that you can get with only one single color of such a bottle of liquid watercolor. I will show you in my Klara Markova book. You're getting the premiere because it's not online yet. I did my first page in Tenderful Enchantments, and I really like the effect that you get with the liquid watercolors. It's just one bottle, one color of a bottle that I've used, and look at the different shades that you are getting, from light green, bit yellowish maybe, to turquoise, darker green, even some blues here and there, and it was just by one single color. I'm going to grab my swatch book for a minute, and then I will show you which colors. I've just swatched some other paints out. I've used, I think it was number 2 that I've used on this water, on this page. So I thought it would be nice to do the same technique on camera, but sorry for the glare, by the way. I have to film with the daylight lamp again, but I'm going to take that glare away a bit. But instead of working on a new mermaid or on a mermaid page only, and in the same book, I thought it would be nice to work in Gnomes in the Neighborhood by Denise Klett. And I've chosen this page so that I can imitate that water effect again, and afterwards I can do another background technique on this one. And I thought it would be nice to do the whole page on camera and decide on the way which materials I will use on the fishes and the mermaid and the gnome itself. But for the water, I really want to take a look. It's a risk because I haven't tried the watercolors on this paper yet. I want to do the same technique and show you how you get that amazing effect, if you love it, of course. I'm super excited about it, and I really like those watery stains. It's rough and yeah. Oh, and very important, I'm going to grab the Markova book again. Where did I put it? It was underneath my swatch book. A very important detail. I've used a lot of water, and this is the back of the page. I only had a bit of ghosting bleed through, but that's because I went over and over and over this part. The shimmer you are seeing, by the way, is some pearlescent watercolor that I've added afterwards. So that this has nothing to do, the shimmer has nothing to do with the liquid watercolor itself. But for the effect here, I wanted a bit more dark here, but I haven't succeeded. I've used way too many water, but nevertheless, all the other stains are absolutely not visible. So, but in this book it's a bit of a gamble, because on the other page that I did in this one, I've used Inktense, but I can't remember how the paper reacted. So I'm really hoping that what the liquid colors, watercolors did in the Markova book can be achieved in this one too. So I'm going to refocus the camera so that I can sit down. I'm filming standing up right now. And yeah, that we can start with that background. We'll be back in a minute. So here we are again. I'm going to warn you that it's possible that I can't do the whole page at once, because of course there is a lot of drying to do, but I'll show you as much as I can from this technique, and if I do the rest off camera, it's of course the same thing that I will be doing from all the things that I'm going to show right now. I'm going to grab that watercolor. I'm going to use the same one as on the Klara Markova book, and I want to state again that this set of watercolors, it's a set of 5 bottles, only has cost me €2, so 40 cents per bottle, and if the paper is reacting how I am hoping that it will react, then you can achieve a beautiful background without even spending lots of money. So we are going to dive right in. You need your bottle of liquid watercolor, a bottle of water, or better 2 bottles of water, one for putting on clean water on your page, because that's how I will be doing this technique, and one to get excessive watercolor blue from your brush. So I'm going to start on a small area, because your paper has to be wet when you are applying this technique, and I'm using a fairly wide brush for wetting the paper. But for the watercolor itself, I'm using a small pointed. So I dip it in the watercolor and I release it on the water. And this paper is reacting a bit different than the Klara Markova book, but I'm sure I hope that I can achieve the same technique as in that book. So now on the stains, I'm adding extra clean water. This part is done a bit too fast, but that's not a problem. I still have some watercolor on my brush, so that's how I fill up the rest of the paper. I'm going to dip. Oops, and I've used my white brush again, but that's not a problem. This paper isn't as good as the other one is. But in the end, I think we will end up with another special page without knowing what the oops, sorry, there's the postman, I think. Okay, that was an unforeseen event. It was the mailman with my new pencil case for the Chinese pencils that I had, the Brutfuners. And I can tell you already, guys, that this paper is much harder to work on with the watercolors than a Markova paper is, but stubborn as I am, I'm not just giving up that quickly, and I will continue to apply the watercolors. But I'm well aware that I won't be getting the result that I have in Tenderful Enchantments. It's always a risk. Trying something new on paper that you haven't tried before. But that's me. I don't test beforehand, I just jump right in. But that's part of the learning process and of the fun, I think. So, and I can't tell already that this paper is bleeding through enormously. So, where I didn't have any trouble with the paper of Markova, this one is showing the colors on the back side. But nevertheless, it's already visible that I have a green color here and some turquoise and other greens on other places, and I'm just going to do a bit of small dots here and there again. So as hard as it is still fun. Look at those colors spreading. So I'm not going to touch those. In the end, I think this will be a lovely background too, even if it's not on the same and easy paper. Look at that flow. Just, you can grab some and put it some here. The positive thing on this book, of course, is although it is difficult paper and it does bleed through, it's a single-sided book. So anyhow, you're not ruining another page. And I'm forgetting to use that big brush, but here on the fishes area it's all a bit smaller. So it's for the best that I am just keeping my small brush at hand. So this will take quite a while to dry, I think. This will take quite some time to dry, but that's not a problem. I have another page that I'm still working on in Forest Girl 2. So I hope it's all a bit decently visible, because my desk is standing on another place than usual because our Christmas tree is still up. We have a fake one, so if we want to, we can leave him the whole year there. Not that we are going to, but some of the fishes will have watercolor on them. But you can cover that up. So here you can see some darker green, and the turquoise is more over here, and some lighter turquoise. You can play around as much as you want. But this was the technique that I did on the Markova page too. Only everything reacted others in another way because of that paper quality. This one is drying super quick, and so the drying of the colors themselves give another picture. Am I still in? Yeah, I'm still in camera, on camera. But anyway, I'm not quitting just because this paper is different. And I'm not leaving this page behind because of that. I'm just going to see how it will look completely dried, because of course the colors are going to fade out a little bit. Am I still in camera? And it's because of the second drop that you are putting on the watercolors, that is creating those shades of green, and yeah, that's revealing other colors, and that was so special, I think, or that is special. I love that this fish has some turquoise around him and even some blue here on his tail, and that there's green, and yeah, it's just going to add some extra water and drew some over here. And of course you can use multiple colors if you want, but if you can get effects with just one single color already, then and definitely for a sea you don't want too much shades of everything, I think. And it's nice that if you're standing or if you're putting your brush somewhere, you can drag a bit of that watercolor towards you, like so. It's really a playful way of doing your background. It's fun, and that's what coloring is all about. So don't be afraid to play around with your supplies. Want some of that color there. So as you can see, I'm really using a lot of water. And of course, if you want to go lighter in some areas, it's definitely possible too. Going to add some water here again. And I keep on adding water on the spots that I want to recolor a bit. Or where I want some extra stains. And of course, in some areas it will work a bit better than in others because some of them will be too dry already, although I think I can achieve quite some flow here. But it's certainly a technique where you mustn't be afraid to use a lot of water. So I think I will leave it at this spot. I'm going to try to relocate my lamp or my... Oh, it's so dark. I will be trying to... it's more dark on camera than it is in real life. Of course, it is quite dark because it's very, very wet yet now, and yeah, we will have to wait until it's dried up. So if it's completely dry, I will return. I will try to put some extra light on this page, but for the time being, you have seen now how you can play around with the liquid watercolors. Be aware that it reacts totally different on different paper. On one paper it will be more fluid and yeah, easier to handle, and on this paper, for instance, it will be a bit harder because it dries up very fast. But don't let that hold you back. It's still fun playing around, adding some extra water, spreading some extra color towards other areas. I can go near her face and under her nose, and if she has some color on her hair, that's not a problem. I will cover that up with her hair color. So, okay, I will finish this video now, and I will be back with the dried page, and then we will continue working on this picture. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.